We have some really big breaking news. Hillary Clinton right now is being interrogated by the House Oversight Committee over her connections to Jeffrey Epstein, of which there are none. And it was paused because an illicit picture was shared with the internet from someone who was in that room. Here is her advisor speaking about that, and then I'll show you the photo.
My name is Nick Merrill. I'm an advisor to Secretary Clinton. This is Angel Irene, who's an advisor to President Clinton. The hearing just went off the record for a moment because it seemed, as some of you may have seen, that there were some photographs shared on social media, which is against chamber rules, that were read at the top of the meeting. So the hearing has been paused briefly while they figure out where the photo came from. And
we know where the photo came from. Here is that photo that was shared with Benny Johnson. It's from Rep. Bobart. I mean, these people are not bright. These are not bright individuals. She shared this photo. Now, as I said, or as her advisor said, this is completely against House rules. This is against the rules that they set in that meeting. And if I were Hillary Clinton, I would say, no, this is over. You broke the rules, and guess what? Either you're going to do this in public or we're not doing it at all, bitch. That's what I would say. This is absolutely, I guess, sadly, it's not unexpected, but Republicans are truly just not interested in governing. They're not interested in finding the truth. They're interested in getting clicks and getting clout. Kurt Bardella said this is a massive violation of protocol, and the Clintons now have every right to suspend their cooperation with the committee. Rep. Boebert should be immediately barred from any additional participation in this / kicked off the committee. Egregious breach of protocol. It's absolutely insane. Also, Benny Johnson putting his logo all over it. Give me a break. Wahajat Ali said all Republicans can do is shitpost and podcast. They can't govern or lead or create policies that help people. They can't even follow instructions. Literally impossible for Republicans to abide by the rules they demanded to be put in place. It's in their fucking nature to break the law. Yeah. I mean, I guess there's nothing more Republican than putting in place rules that you expect other people to follow, but then you yourself not following it. Here's a bit more reporting on what's been happening in that room.
So there has been a back and forth, Chris, over the course of the last half an hour about a picture that was tweeted out of Hillary Clinton sitting in this closed-door deposition here in Chappaqua. It was tweeted by Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, who's one of the Republican members on that committee. I think we can show you the picture on the screen. There's nothing crazy to see here. It's Hillary Clinton sitting at a table flanked by lawyers and, of course, Republicans and Democrats who are in the room. The fact that they are tweeting it, though, I think is notable, and that is, of course, in defiance with what the spirit of this deposition is, which is being closed doors, being private, being behind the scenes. When these pictures were tweeted out and disseminated by conservative media, it prompted a Hillary Clinton staffer to come out to the pool cameras to say, okay, we are pausing the deposition because these photos have been put out. And now my understanding from a source directly familiar with what's happening in the room is that the deposition is back and continuing again, but that Clinton came back into the room and started sparring with the chairman of the committee, James Comer, who they have sparred with in multiple capacities over the course of the last few months as they've been trying to broker this deposition. Clinton basically asked for Comer to have press come in for the rest of the deposition. You'll remember that the Clintons wanted to do this publicly anyway. Very hard to see what the distinction is between posting pictures in real time but saying that you can't do a public hearing. I think we're going to end up hearing more about that from the Clinton side and from Democrats as today goes on.
Yeah, Bill Clinton is tomorrow, and I feel like they should be like, this is off. We're not doing it. And if you're going to post photos, then guess what? If you think this is something that the public should see, then we should absolutely be doing this in front of the public and in a public hearing.
There was also the point where she asked Comer, can the press come in for the rest of the deposition? He said no. I think for folks who covered the Clinton campaign in 2016, the idea of Hillary Clinton asking for more press to be around certainly is a turn of the dial that they would have liked 10 years ago. But that request obviously denied, and the deposition is now continuing as it was, which is behind closed doors and for weeks.
Yeah, and we're learning from Rep. Garcia what is happening in that room, but I just want to give you what Hillary Clinton's statement was when she opened. I do not recall ever encountering Mr. Epstein. I never flew on his plane or visited his island, homes, or offices. I have nothing to add to that. You have compelled me to testify, fully aware that I have no knowledge that would assist your investigation in order to distract attention from President Trump's actions and to cover them up despite legitimate calls for answers. That is, my friends, the very rare Uno reverse where she was like, all right, I'm in here to talk about Epstein. I'm here to talk about Epstein. But by the way, I don't know him. You know I don't know him. I've never interacted with him. And yet, your president knows that bitch very well. The very rare Uno reverse. When I read that, I screamed. All right. Now, we also have here Rep. Garcia, who gave a little bit of color what's going on with Hillary Clinton.
Getting this video transcript out immediately.
And to be clear, she's answering every question.
To be clear, she's answering all the questions.
Taking the fifth at all?
To be clear, she's answering all the questions. I think I can safely say that she's not taking the fifth. Mr. Garcia, last question.
Not taking the fifth. You know who took the fifth a million times? Donald Trump. And here's a little bit more of what Garcia is asking for.
I'm going to answer your question. 1 second. I'm going to one statement, then one question. Last thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to begin with a question, is we want to make a very clear demand right now, which is that the full transcript, unedited, of the Secretary's questions and the answers need to be released by the majority in the next 24 hours. We need the public and the American people have a right to know exactly what she said, what questions were asked of her, and how she responded. That's transparency. She herself requested that the press and the public be allowed into the deposition. That was denied. And so at a very minimum, they need to immediately release the full transcript, and we're hopeful that tomorrow, for the former president, that the press would be allowed in and the public as well. That's been the request.
I mean, they better do it fast, because here's how these folks work, is that they are going to say, they're going to try to find one little statement that sounds off before they release everything so that they can spin the narrative. That's what they do. We know they're going to do it, okay? And it's super important that the full thing get released as soon as possible. They're not going to do that, though. They're going to selectively edit it. They're going to find clips. If I were Hillary Clinton, I would have been like, all right. Okay, you want to post photos? Okay, we're live streaming. We're live streaming the rest of this. That's something like that. But you know, these old school Democrats, they just ask for permission. They ask for permission instead of just asking for forgiveness. It's a different way of doing things. Well, regardless, that is a very, very lively day, isn't it? I'll see you soon. Oh, like and subscribe. Subscribe.